I offered to teach my neighbor's son how to change a tire yesterday. He asked if I would walk him down the aisle at his wedding next month. I never intended to become someone's father figure. It happened so gradually I didn't even notice until it was already done. 5 years ago, Emma and her son Aiden moved into the apartment across the hall. I first saw them struggling with boxes in the stairweller, trying to manage a heavy box while her preteen son attempted to drag another one twice his size. Need a hand? I offered more out of reflex than anything else. I had just finished a 12-hour shift at the hospital and was barely functioning. The thing looked even more exhausted than I felt. Emma hesitated, that familiar look women get when weighing kindness against caution. We're good. But thanks, she said, shifting her grip on the box. That might have been the end of it. But then Aiden's box split open, spilling books across the landing. As I helped gather them, I noticed several on astronomy, you into space. I asked, handing him a book on constellations. His face lit up instantly. I'm building a telescope for the science fair, he said, suddenly animated. Mom says we can put it on the fire escape since we don't have a yard anymore. I nodded toward my door. I've got a decent view of the eastern sky from my balcony. You are welcome to use it sometime, better angle than the fire escape. I didn't think much of the offer until a week later when Emma knocked on my door. Aiden hasn't stopped talking about your telescope invitation, she explained, looking slightly embarrassed. I told him we shouldn't bother you, but it's no bother, I said, realizing I'd actually been looking forward to having a reason to use my dusty telescope again. That first night of stargazing turned into payday and space audio. When Aiden mentioned wanting to learn to drive someday, I taught him to change a tire in the parking lot. When he struggled with biology homework, I dug out my old nursing textbooks. Small moments, none of them particularly special on their own. I didn't realize how much these interactions meant until Emma mentioned they were moving to a larger apartment across town. Aiden was starting high school and I needed more space. He's devastated about leaving, she confessed. Not the apartment, leaving you. I was surprised at how much that affected me. I started driving across town for our stargazing sessions. I attended his science fairs and soccer games. I taught him to drive in empty parking lots when he got his permit. When Aiden got accepted to college, he asked me to come with them for move-in day. Mom will get emotional, he explained, and I need someone who won't cry all over my roommate. I pretended not to notice when he hugged me. Goodbye longer than he hugged his mother through college. Our relationship evolved. He called with questions about car maintenance that turned into conversations about career choices. He'd text about girl problems or roommate conflicts. Sometimes I'd receive random photos of particularly impressive constellations with the caption, "Reminded me of you." Emma and I developed our own friendship first around Aiden. Then, beyond him, we never dated. That wasn't our dynamic, but we became each other's emergency contact, holiday dinner companion, trusted friend. Yesterday, Aiden called me. He's 23 now, graduated and engaged to his college girlfriend. Hey, I need to ask you something important, he said, uncharacteristically serious. My biological dad called. He wants to come to the wedding. My heart sank, though I tried to sound neutral. That's significant. How do you feel about it? I told him he could come as a guest. Aiden said, but I already know who I want walking me down the aisle. I sat down suddenly lightheaded. Will you do it? He asked into my silence. You are the one who showed up, who taught me stuff, who called just to check in. That's what dads are supposed to do, right? Some families here are born into. Others you build one telescope viewing, one tire change, one text message at a time. Sometimes the most important things in life start with the smallest offers of help.